Hey guys, good evening and welcome once again. And today we're gonna have our assessment come learning session, right? So I got 10 selected questions in today's session, and I would expect you to try and give them a hit. If you can solve majority of them, which will actually mean that your preparations are going absolutely fantastic, and your understanding on the topic of average is also very, very good. So what I've done is I have selected 10 questions of my choice, and if you're able to solve 6 plus on your own, and if you're able to solve 6 plus on your own, this will actually mean that your preparations are in the right direction and you're good to go with this topic of average. In case you're able to solve less than 5 or less than 4, this would mean that your understanding on the topic is still not up to the mark and you need to work harder to improve upon on this topic, right? So that's it. That's from my side. And if you haven't followed us on the JC Academy app or the Facebook page or the Instagram handles there, do follow us and you can get regular updates, all the latest quizzes, daily quizzes, trivias, and a lot more that you can go through. And that'll be there. And if you haven't subscribed the channel so far, do that right away. Let's get started. Okay, so Tripti, Somansh, welcome to the session. Others also welcome. Here is the first question. Now, questions could be little lengthy because I have purposefully selected the questions which are of PO level or any good entrance examination level. So today's almost all the questions would be moderate or difficult level. None of them is going to be an easy question. So they're going to be above average difficulty questions, all of them almost, right? So here's the first question. The first question says a kid saw 50 marbles lying in a row. So you got 50 marbles lying in a row, 1 meter apart each. He was attracted towards the marbles and planned to collect them. So he plans to collect the marbles. Now, how is he going to collect the marbles? He is planning to pick one marble and come back to his initial position and put the marble in his pot. Okay. Then go and pick the next marble and come back to his initial position and then put it in a spot and do so till he collects all the 50 marbles. If initially he is standing near the first marble, then the average distance traveled by the kid to collect all the 50 marbles will be how much? So that's the question. So this is a boy. This is where he is standing as of right now, and on the floor he's got some marbles. Two, three, four. So all marbles that are kept at 1 meter apart. Likewise, you got how many? 50 marbles. The very first marble is just close to him, right? And here is the pot. So he's gonna do what? He's gonna pick this marble and put it in this pot. Then he's gonna go over here, pick this marble, come back, and then put it in the pot. Then he's again gonna go for the third marble and then come back and then put it in the pot. And this way he's gonna pick all the 50 marbles. And the distance between all the two marbles, every two marbles is 1 meter. So you're supposed to tell me what would be the average distance traveled by this boy by the time he ends up collecting all the marbles. I'm going to give you 20-25 seconds more to work out on the answer and then we can solve this question. Right. Let's see who gets it correct. So lockdown 4.0 started today, and let's hope this is the last lockdown. And after this lockdown, things should start looking upwards, and our woes, our problems should also be getting resolved, right? So till 31st of May, this is the last. We let us assume and pray this is the last leg of the lockdown, right? Anybody the answer yet? No one. Okay, fine. Now let me explain. Now the question says that if initially standing near to the first marble, so let us say that this marble is at a distance of 0 meters from the kid. The next one is at 1 meter from the kid. The next one is at 2 meters, the 3 meters, and the last one would be at the 49th meter distance because the first marble is at 0, so 50th marble would be at 49 meters away from the boy, right? So for the first marble, which is just next to him, does he move any distance? No, he just bends, picks the marble and puts it in the pot. So for the first marble, he is not covering any distance. For the second marble, which is 1 meter away from him, so to and fro back, he will be covering how many? 2 meters. For the third marble, now this is the third marble which is 2 meters away from him, he will be covering 4 meters in all, two one side and two coming back. For the fourth marble, he'll be covering 6, and that way, for the last, that is the 50th marble, he will be covering 98 meters, 49 meters each way, right? So we're supposed to find the average of all these numbers. So if you have a look at this, these numbers are in arithmetic progression starting with 0. So from 0 to 98, there are how many terms? 50 terms. And I've told you in the previous cases, in the previous lectures, if you're supposed to find the average of the terms in an arithmetic progression, it is as simple as that, that you find the average between the first and the last term only. So 0 plus 98 upon 2, 49 meters is the correct answer to this question, not 50. Why? Because the first one is just next to him. So Ashutosh, your answer is incorrect, and Sumansh, your answer is also incorrect. Tripti, your answer D is also not correct, right? So the very first question you flunked, and 0 out of 1 as of right now. So better watch the next question, and let's see if you can crack it this time, right? Let's move on to the next question now. What the next question has to say. Now there are 5 packets of unknown but different weights. Each packet weighs less than 100 kilograms. A person weighs these packets in pairs. Okay, Shashank, your answer is right. A person weighs these packets in pairs. The weights obtained are the total weights obtained when we like weighing two at a time is 100, 112, 110, 113, so on up to 121 kilograms. What is definitely the weight of the heaviest box? Now, how many packets or the boxes are there? There are 5 packets overall. Now, let them be A, B, C, D, and E. Now let us assume that E is the heaviest and A happens to be the lightest packet. So in totality, what is happening is that he is first weighing A and B, then weighing A and C, then weighing A and D, and then weighing A and E, and then he is weighing B and C that weighs. Then he weighs B plus D, then he weighs B plus E, and then he weighs C and D and C and E. Sorry, C and E, and in the end he weighs D and E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So these are the 10 sums that he'll be getting: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So all the possible combinations of any two boxes weighted together, these are the total, that this is the sum that he is getting. Now you're supposed to find which of these is the heaviest box. Now, what do? You know that there are 10 possible combinations for all these boxes. You can weigh them in 10 possible combinations. So, either A with B, A with C, this is what I have done. So, if you have understood, then you can see if E is the heaviest and they are in, say, let us say that A, B, C, D, and E, all of them are in ascending order, then D becomes the second heaviest, right? And you can say that D plus E should be equal to 121 because the heaviest two should be weighing 121 kilograms, right? This is where we can start. So in such questions which are not based on any kind of a short trick or any kind of a pattern, and you will rarely be finding such conceptual questions earlier also, because it's something new. So whenever you face certain new questions, whenever you have questions which you haven't seen before, don't panic. Don't panic, because in IBPS PO, CAT examinations, SBI PO examinations, this happens quite often, that you go and write the exam, and while you are appearing for the exam, you will certainly be facing questions which you haven't ever seen or read or solved before. So the very first thing you're supposed to do is to read the question very, very carefully. Second thing is that you try and develop a thought process. By saying so, you have to think in the right direction. So if the first thought that comes to your mind is in the right direction, you are highly likely to solve the question. But if the very first thought is in the wrong direction, then you're highly likely to waste time. So very first thought that should come into your mind is, okay, fine. This is only possible if I am weighing the heaviest two boxes. Got it? And this is only possible when I am weighing the lightest two boxes. Getting it? So 110 is when I weigh the lightest two. 121 is when I weigh the heaviest two. And the question clearly mentions that the boxes are in different weights. None of the two boxes are of the same weight, right? So how do we get along? So we need five different values. We need five different values. The sum of the largest two should be 121 and the sum of the smallest two should be 110. This is the first thought that should appear in my mind. Second thought should be, okay, fine. If I have, say, five different values, none of the two values are equal, then I should be able to make all these combinations, all these sums with these five values only. I will not be needing a fifth, or I will not be needing a sixth value in all, right? So we have to think this way. So what options do we have? Let us try and eliminate the irrelevant options. So if 121 is the sum of the two heaviest, and if we say assume 1 as 59, which is the heaviest, because the question is asking us for the heaviest box. So if 59 happens to be the heaviest box, then the other box will have to be of 62 kilos. Only then we will be getting a sum of 121. So 59 cannot be the heaviest. 62 can be the heaviest. Now this is an option over here. So one is eliminated. Now Somansh, let us take Ashish, your and Somansh, your answer. Now suppose you're having heaviest one as 61. Point taken. So for 121 kilos, you need the heaviest one as 61 and the other second heaviest box should be 60 kilos. Getting it? This will give me 121. No issues over here. Right? Now, please try and understand. 121 is the sum of the heaviest two boxes. And the next largest sum that you're getting is 120. So you're having the heaviest and second heaviest over here. Now the gap is only 1 kilograms, right? So how you can get this 1 kilogram over here? Obviously, if you have to have heaviest, then 61 and 59 could have been an option. So in that case, 61 could have been one weight, 60 could have been one weight, and 59 could have been the third weight. We've already identified three weights over here, right? So 61 is over here, 59 is over here. How do we get 118 made? 118. So for that, you need either another 59 or you need what else? So 118, how you going to make? Tell me. With 60, you will be needing 58. Only then you can make 118. Or you can have two 59s. Or you can have a 61 and maybe 57. These are going to be the sets. But you've already finalized 61, 60 and 59. So you can only get it done if this one is either 58 or 57. So if you take any one of these, you will be already be having how many? Four boxes and four weights finalized. What about the fifth one? So fifth one, if it is 110, so either you have got a set of 61, 60, 59 and 58, or you have 61, 60, 59 and 57, right? So if 58 is one, the other one has to be 52. And in this case the other one has to be 53. This is what is the options that are coming to you. You've got the five possible options. Now can you add them up and create all the weights? You created 120 and 121. How do you make 118? You have 61 and 59. No, you have 61 and which one do you now use to make? You have 60 and 58. Okay, 118 you created. How do you create 117? 59 and 58, 117 created. How do you have a sum of 116? Can you make 116? Now you cannot make 116 with this set of boxes. Not possible. Can you make 116 with this set of boxes? Let us see. So for 116, I need, I cannot make 116 either over here as well. So I cannot make 116. Can I make? Yes, I can make 116, right? Can I make 117 from here? Let me see if I can make 117. Yes, you can make 117. So you can make 121, you can make 120. Yes, you can make 120, you can make 118, 117. Can you make 115 with this? Can you make 115? No, you cannot make 115 now. So this again is out of question. So 61 is not the answer. 60 cannot be the answer. Likewise, you eliminate 59, we cannot have 59 or 60 as the option. So we left with 62 or 64. So you have to apply a thought and understand which cannot be worked out. So if we have one box as 62, which is the heaviest, when we are having 121, the other one has to be 59. Makes sense. So we have 162 available with us, 159 available with us, right? So we have got 62 and 59 will give me 121. For 120 over here, I need to have one more kilo less. We already worked with 61, so we'll be having 1 kilo less. So 59 minus 1 will give me 58. Right? Oh, so 62, 59, and 58, we'll be able to make 118. We'll be able to create 120. We'll be able to create 121. Will we be able to create 118? Let us see. For 118, I don't think so. We're gonna be able to make it with these three. We'll be needing some other combination also. So now let us say 62 plus 56. Now this makes 118. Perfectly fine. 117, 59 and 52 can be made. 116, 50. Now, how do we make 116? So we will be needing some other. Now, can we focus on the smallest two? So if 56 is the second smallest, the smallest one would become 54 because the smallest two would give me what? 110, right? So you got 110 over here. So we've been able to make these many. As far as 112 is concerned, we can have these two and give us 112, right? For 113, we need 59 and 54. Yes, 113 can be constructed. 114, 58 and 56, 114 is there. For 115, we can have 56 and 59, 116. And for 57, we can have 117, we can have 59 and 58. So all of them can be created. So the answer is 62. So it is not always that you get into equations. It is not always that you have to have a certain trick or an application of thought is more important over here. So moving in the right direction, using the right thought process is very important. And that is the very reason I have got this question, because you can very well expect these kind of trick questions in the examination, right? Let's move on to the next question now. This is another question. This is a question on average age. So let's read the question and try and solve it. 10 years ago, the ages of the members of a joint family of 8 people added up to 231 years. 3 years later, one member died at the age of 60 years and a child was born during the same year. Okay. After another 3 years, one more member died again at the age of 60 and another child was born during the same year. The current average age of this 8 member joint family is nearest to how much? And now this is a comparatively easier one, and if you can do it, I would give you 20-25 seconds to sort this one, and then we can discuss the same question, right? So far, how many you've got all the two correct? None. How many if you got one correct? I think a couple of you got one correct, right? Okay, so this is the situation now. If we're talking about now, everybody's favorite year 2020. Okay, and we're going 10 years ago, that'll be 2010. And 3 years from now, somebody dies, something happens. Another 3 years from now, somebody dies, the other chap gets birth, and we're supposed to find the average at present. Come on, let's see who's getting the answer over here. Ashutosh, Yashank, Sumansh, Ashish, Tripti, a lot of you over there. If you can tell me what is the correct answer, guys. Ashutosh is saying 21. Okay. Now, 10 years ago, what was the sum? The sum was 231. And this was for how many members? 8 members, right? So 3 years down the line, what should have been the sum of all their ages? The sum of all their ages would increase by 3 years per member. So 231 is the previous sum. Since there are 8 members in the family, each one of them will grow by 3 years. So we will add 24 over here. So the same set of people, 3 years from, say, in the year, this is happening in the year 2013. This would have been the sum. But then a gentleman aged 60 years died, and another small bacha or a baby 0 years born, right? We cannot have a baby 1 year born, right? 0 years when he's born, right? So what is the sum? Let us quickly calculate the sum. So 231 minus 36. So 231 minus 36 is 196. So 196 is the sum of the 8 member family in the year 2030, which is 7 years ago now. Another 3 years down the line, what should have been the sum? The sum should have been 196 plus again 24, because each of the 8 member family members is going to grow by 3 years, minus again 60 plus again 0. Why? Another 60-year member died and another child was born. So 196 minus 36. 196 minus 36 is how much? Sorry, 160. 160 over here. I got it. So 196 and 160. So 6 years passed by. How many years remaining? 4 years remaining. So 160 is the sum, and over here in the year 2016, the average age of the family as of in 2016 is 20 years. Is 20 years, right? From 2016 to 2020, nobody is dying. Nobody is taking birth. Number of members remains the same, 8. So if every individual is growing by 4 years, your average is also going to grow by 4 years. So 24 years is the correct answer to the question, not 191 upon 8. Ashish, you marked the correct answer earlier and then you marked incorrect one, right? So this is the answer. 24 years is absolutely correct. I hope you got the idea, because see, 4 years ago the family was having an average age of 20 years. 4 years from now it will be 24, right? Now, this is another interesting one if you can solve this question. Now, there are three classes X, Y, and Z that took a math test. The average score in class X is 83. The average score in class Y is 76. The average score in class Z is 85. The average score of all the students in the classes X and Y together is 79. The average score of all the students in the classes Y and Z is together 81 years. What is the average age for the three classes together? I'm giving you a hint over there. It is not necessary that all the three classes would be having equal number of students. And you can obviously see it from here that if the average of X and Y is 79, it is obvious that the number of students is not same. So how do you approach such a question? Can anybody give me an idea about how you can approach such question? Meanwhile, if you can find the answer as well. Let's see who gets this one correct. Okay. So as you understood that the values are like which the number of students is not same. So the easiest way to approach this question is to use allegation. We can use allegation. So the average for class X is 83, and for that of Y is 76, and X and Y put together is 79. So the ratio between the number of students per class is X and Y is 3:4. No, Mohit, no need to go that far. You can just apply allegation. So 76 and 79 is 3, 83 and 79, the difference is 4. What we are trying to do is we are trying to find the ratio between the number of students in each class, and then we will apply the concept of weighted average. If you remember in the second session, we talked about weighted average, right? So if we get the ratio in which there are the number of students are there in each class, we should be able to get the answer. Similarly, we can go with classes Y and Z. Now classes Y, the average is 76. Class Z, the average is 85. And put together both have an average of 81. So the difference between two is 4 and over here is 5. So X ratio Y is 3 ratio 4 and Y ratio Z is 4 ratio 5. So apparently the ratio between the number of students in classes X, Y and Z is 3 ratio 4 ratio 5. We're just supposed to calculate the weighted average. So how does the weighted average come? So 3 times 83 plus 4 times 76 plus 5 times 85 upon 3 plus 4 plus 5, that will be 12. So 2 of 249 over here plus 280 and 304 over here and 425 over here divided by 12. Yes, 81.5 is what should come as an answer. I hope you got the idea. So this is how you can work upon, right? So let's take a quick update. We through with 4 questions out of 10 and I mean if you're finding it very easy or maybe easy or difficult, right? So give me a suggestion. What is your take on the difficulty level, whether they are easy, moderate, or difficult? Please do let me know because from my side, I have taken them on the moderate to moderately difficult or maybe difficult level, right? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Now, a college has, now this is again a conceptual question. Majority of the questions I'm going to give you today are going to be conceptual questions. So if your concepts on average are clear, you can go and do these questions with an ease. But if your concepts are not clear, you will surely be finding issues, right? So give me a quick response and let's move on to this next question. Thank you so much. This is the next question. The next question says, a college has raised 75% of the amount it needs for a new building by receiving an average donation of rupees 600 from the people already solicited. People already solicited means if the college has to raise a certain amount, they must have identified a group of people whom they're going to approach for the money. So many families, so many businesses, so many people, right? So, of the total number of people they have solicited, they have been, as of right now, they have been able to collect 75% of the total amount that they need for the new building by receiving an average donation of 600 rupees from the people already solicited. The people already solicited represent 60% of the people. The college will ask for donations. If the college is to raise exactly the amount needed for the new building, then what should be the average donation from the remaining people to be solicited? So all those who are yet to contribute, yet to give the donations, so 60% have already contributed, 40% are still remaining to contribute. So 60% of the people, on an average, each one of them contributing 600 rupees, have contributed 75% of the fund. A remaining 40% of the people should contribute, say, X amount to complete the remaining 25% of the funds. This is what the question is saying. You're supposed to find the value of X. Now, this again is, you can think it from the weighted average perspective also. Now, 100% funds have to be collected. 75% funds have already been collected. You are yet to collect 25% of the funds. Now, the 75% funds have come from the 60% of the population at the rate of 600 per person. And the remaining 25% has to come from the remaining 40% people at the rate of, say, rupees X. The ratio between the contributions made by the 60% and the 40% population, you can see, is 3 ratio 1, which means that the former 60% of the solicited people are contributing 3 parts and the remaining 40% would be contributing one part. And this is where, if the thought applied, you can solve this question in merely 5 seconds. So 60 into 600 upon 40 into x is equal to 3:1, because they are contributing three parts 75%, and these are contributing one part 25%. That's it, no further calculation needed. So this 0 goes away over here two times, and this two times, so x easily is 300. This is the entire calculation that is required. Yes, so the answer to this question would be 300 exactly, nothing less. Got it. So we're halfway through. Let's move on to the next level of questions. A breather, a slightly easier question. Majority of you should get it correct. So I am having my fingers crossed, and I expect you to get the right answer this time, right? Very easy, not a very difficult, moderate, but it should be easy for you. Okay, Kuldeep, thank you so much. 300 is the correct answer. A student took 5 papers in an examination where the full marks were the same for each paper. His marks in these papers were in the proportion 6:7:8:9:10. In all papers together, the candidate obtained 60% of the total marks. Then the number of papers in which he scored more than 50% is how much? Now that's a good question. If you can understand it, it's hardly a matter of say 5 to 7 seconds you can get it done. But if you haven't understood the questions, then you will be in a dicey situation. Give me a yes. How many of you understood the question? If you have understood the question, give me a thumbs up or a yes or a Y. If you have understood this question, give me a Y. A quick Y, yes, indicating a Y. A Y indicating a yes. Let's see. Okay. Now try and understand what he is doing is his marks in these papers. So there are 5 papers. In the first paper he gets 6x marks. In the second paper he gets 7x marks. In the third he gets 8x marks. In the next he gets 9x marks, and in the last paper he is able to get 10x marks. And as you can see, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, these are all in arithmetic progression. So the exact middle term would be the average. So now 8x is the average marks secured by him. And the question itself says, in all papers together, the candidate obtains 60% of the total marks. So 8x belongs to 60%. Now we want to say how many papers you got more than 50%. So if 60% is corresponding to 8x, how much would 50% correspond to? 50% would correspond to 8x upon 6 into 5, 60 into 50, right? So that should be 40x upon 6. So 40x upon 6 is 66.66, I think, approximately, yes, 6.66. So how many papers he's getting more than 6.66x? That is only 4 papers, not 5. The fifth paper he is scoring 6x. We need a value more than 6.66x, because this would correspond to how much? 40%. Right. So 4 of 5 papers he's scoring more than 50%. Now if I ask you less than 80%. So again, so 60% is equal to 8x. So 80% would be equal to 8x into 8 upon 6. So that will be 48 upon, sorry, 64 upon 6x. So something more than 10x. So in that case, it will be none of the papers he'll be scoring. Sorry, all the papers he'll be scoring less than 80%. But if I ask more than 80%, then in none of the papers he'll be scoring more than 80%, right? Let's move on to the next question. Let's see who gets it correct. A total of 30 fruits. So, I hope you guys are having fruits these days, because momos are not available, and a lot of other eateries are not available, right? And you can't have a pizza every day. It's a costly affair, and you can't have a pizza every day, right? Right. I am very fond of momos cooked by myself. So I did make momos in the idli maker. If you can try, you can also do it at home. It's very easy with the Szechuan sauce. You can do that at home. All you need is tomatoes, green chilies, and some oil and some sugar, right? Anyways, let's talk about fruits. So I hope you are enjoying mangoes in this season. So this question is saying that a total of 30 fruits are there, and these includes apples and mangoes. So how many apples, how many mangoes, you're not aware. It is only saying that there are 30 fruits. You've got apples and we've got mangoes. They're kept on a weighing scale. If you kept all of them on a weighing scale, each apple is weighing 100 grams and each mango is weighing 200 grams. So each apple on an average weighs 100 grams and each mango on an average weighs 200 grams. So the average weight of all the fruits at present. So the average of all these 30 fruits comes out to 180 grams. Comes out to 180 grams. The question now says, how many mangoes should now be removed from the scale, from the weighing scale, so that the average weight of the scale, the average weight being weighed by the scale, comes out to 140 grams. So that's an interesting question. If you can get the answer, I hope all of you got the understood the question clearly, and I'm waiting for the answers to come. So let us now apply a thought. So for us to solve this question, what is the very first information that we need? The very first information that we need is the number of apples and the number of mangoes. Right? So the very first information needed by us is how many apples and how many mangoes are there. So if you got the number of apples, number of mangoes, so number of mangoes minus x, we can then work it out, right? So the very first stage is to find the number of mangoes and the number of apples. So apples are weighing 100 grams in an average. Mangoes are weighing 200 grams in an average. Apple and mango is 1:4. Okay, let's have a look. And the weighted average is 180. So we can apply allegation over here. So 20 goes over here and 80 comes over here. Shashank, you're right. The ratio is 1:4. So 5, 6 are 30. So we have got 24 mangoes and we got 6 apples. As of right now, all the 30 fruits, we got 6 apples and 23 mangoes, right? So we have to remove from the weighing scale how many mangoes so that the average weight comes out to be 140. So now what do we do? So the total weight is how much? So total weight is 180 into 30. We remove x mangoes. So 200x is the weight which is being removed because each mango is weighing 200 grams. And the new number of observations would be 30 minus x. And this should in turn be equal to 140. Now, this is one approach to the question. This is one way of solving the question that you can work it in this direction. You can obviously find x. Right. Oh, so I hope, Sumansh, have you worked out if 12 is the answer? Let me try because I don't think so 12 is the answer over here. And of course, since 24 mangoes are there, so each value is less than 24, so everything is possible, right? So when we multiply, we got 40 to 100 minus 140x will be equal to 18 threes are 54, 5400 minus 200x. So let us come over here. So we have 60x over here and we got 1200. So x is 1200 upon 60. I'm getting 20 mangoes and not 12. 20 is the correct answer, guys. All of you flunked this question also. An easy crack, but you couldn't crack. Right, so more efforts needed. You got the question correct, but I think majority of you have done a similar problem while calculating. 20 is the correct answer in this case, guys. It is not 12. Please correct your answers. Right? Now don't feel disheartened. Don't feel demotivated. I have purposefully have selected 10 good questions, and I gave you a challenge in the beginning of the session itself that if you can get 6 or more than that correct, which would actually mean that your preparations are going well. So don't get disheartened. Let's try the next question. Yesterday the lockdown opened and it was said, okay, fine, stadiums will be open, but you will not be allowing spectators in the stadium. So you can have an IPL match, but you can watch it on TV, right? So you're going to talk about IPL match. Now, an IPL team played 60 matches and won 30% of the games played. Now, this is a trick question. Please pay attention. This is a trick question. So if you can work this one, brownie points. So let us see who gets this correct, and I will be giving him a free gift. So the one who solves this question will be getting a free gift from my side, and that will be a 6 months test package. And if either you get it or if you whomsoever friend, one of your friends recommended by you can also get it. So I'll be giving it to you. You can ask your friend to get it on your behalf if you already have a test series. So whomsoever gives the correct answer to this question will be winning a free test series, 6 month test series from my side, a test pass. Let's see who gets it correct. Bonus question, right? Let's have a look. This is question number 8, I believe, of the day's session, right? Nobody with the answer now? Let's see who gets it correct. I'm gonna wait for a few more seconds. If you can get back to me with the correct answer. Okay, I'll explain you the question. An IPL team played 60 matches and won 30% of the games so played. So of the 60 matches they've played, they have won how many? They have won 30% of the games so far. Now, after a superb winning streak, now what does a winning streak mean? A winning streak mean that you keep on winning matches one after the other without losing even a single match. That is a winning streak, right? Ashu says 18. Okay, let's see what others have to say. So after a superb winning streak in the last season, the winning percentage increased by 66 whole 2 by 3%. So whatever was their win percentage, it is up by 63 whole 2 by 3% now. So how many matches must the team have won in order to attain the present win percentage? Okay, so Manch is saying 24, Sharad is saying 24. Who else? So Manch, your answer came in first, and that's the correct answer. So congratulations, you win the 6 months test passed. Congratulations. 24 is the correct answer. You win a 6 month test pass and you can appear for all the tests, upcoming examinations for the next 6 months. Any major banking or SSC or railways or insurance exams coming your way. IBPS SO also for that matter, you'll be getting all pre and mains examinations there. So please text your email and phone number on we can activate your test series. Let's see what is happening over here, right? God bless you. Now we've got 60 matches. So played how many? 60. Won how many? 30% of this 18 matches. Now this win percent is 30%. Now the question is saying that from 30%, he has increased his win percent by 66 whole 2 by 3%, which means that his new win percentage 50% now. Why? Whatever is at present, two-third more than this should come over here. So he is increasing their win percentage by two-third. So if 30% was the earlier win percentage, I'm going to have 20% more. Two-third of 30. So we're getting 50% have to be won, right? So 18 is already what he's won, and maybe X further matches back to back in a winning streak they've won. This is the total number of matches won by them, and this would have been the total number of matches played by them so far because after this 18 matches won, the next X matches they're winning continuously, and this is what will be called a winning streak. and the ratio is 50%. So the numerator is 50% of the denominator, which will be equal to 1 by 2. So 36 plus 2x is equal to 60 plus x. So x will be 24 over here. So 24 matches is what they have to win one after the other without without losing a single match. Let's go to the second last. Don't give it up, guys. We're about to finish this session. Another 10 minutes or so we'll be through this session. So don't give up. Hang on. Two more questions, right? You have to increase your stamina, because once you keep on increasing your focusing stamina or studying stamina only, then you can sit through the mains examinations, which will be 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So there are six consecutive odd numbers in increasing order. So six consecutive odd numbers. So one, two, three, four, five, six. So odd numbers in an increasing order. The difference between the average of the squares of the first four and the last four. The difference is how much? 64. Not of the numbers, but the square of the numbers. If the sum of the squares of the first and the last number is 178, then the average of all the six numbers is. So sum of the square of this number and the square of this number is 178. Now we're supposed to solve the last number. What is the sixth number? Now I'm gonna give you a hint. Please try and understand. Now there you can do it in multiple ways. You can assume the first number to be x, then x plus 2, then x plus 4, so on and so forth. This is one thought process. But in the examination, you have to apply the thought faster. The question is saying sum has to be 178. So it is obvious that if I take this number, now square of 13 is 169. So if this is 13, this could be 11, this could be 9, this could be 7, and this could be 5, and this could be 3. So 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 to 11 to 13 that ways. So 169 plus 9 is gonna be 178. Oh, we got the answer. Oh my God, that's a magic, right? Okay, so this is how we can see. Had this number been more than 13, it would have not been possible for us to have the sum of these two numbers as 178, because 14 square itself is 196. Had this number been less than 13, so this last number would have been 11, and that way the first number would have been 1. So 121 plus 1 would have been 122. So this is only with 13 that we can get this arrangement, and there is no need to solve this further. It's basically being asked what is the then the average of all the six numbers. We're going to find the average of six numbers, and since these numbers are again in an AP progression, so for us to find the average of all the six numbers, we simply find the average of the first and the last. So option B. Shubham Srivastava, welcome late. Option B, good morning. Answer is option B and not C. 13 plus 3 is 16, and 16 upon 2 is 8, my dear friend. Sweetheart, it will be 8 and not 9, right? So that's how you can think upon, and we've completely skipped this unnecessary thing. Had this been a larger value, then you could have actually made two equations. You have done, maybe you could have done x plus 2, x plus 4, x plus 6, x plus 8. Not required. In such small values, you can simply quickly work upon with squares and cubes. That is what is required. No further stiffer calculations needed. That's an easy one. Now, if you want a mathematical proof, then the problem is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let us break it from here. Let us say this is x plus 1, this is x minus 1, this one would be x plus 3, x plus 5. This will be x minus 3 and x minus 5, right? That's how you can start thinking. But then that would have been a typical way of doing it. Much time wasting would happen over here. Let's have a look at the last question. Now, I have solved this question in the earlier sessions also. So, whomsoever were there in my class when there was a class, when there was no COVID, and we took this question then. And if you still remember the question, that's fine. Else, we can get on to this question. Now, the question says, how many pairs of positive integers not more than 100? So, what are the positive integers less than 100 available to you. Is it saying less than 100? No, it's saying not more than 100. So you have to be less than or equal to 100. So how many pairs? So you have two numbers, two positive integers, say a and b. The sum of a and b, the average has to be greater than 50. So if the average has to be greater than 50, the sum has to be greater than 101. So the idea is that you can add two integers, both of them have to be positive integers, and they have to be less than or equal to 100, and the sum has to be 101 or more, because it's not supposed to be less than 50 or 50 50 less than or equal to 50. It has to be more than 50. So how do we apply a thought? Again, you have to apply some thought, right? So if you assume a to be say 1, what should b be? B has to be 100, because that is the only way you can get a sum 101. If a is say a number 2, so what could be the possible options for b? It could either be 100 or maybe 99, because 2 plus 100 is 102, 2 plus 99 again is 101. As far as we're getting sums more than more than or equal to 101, we're good to go, right? So more than or equal to 101. Say, let us assume a to be a number 3. So we need a sum of more than 101, more than equal to 101. So we can work with 100, yes. We can also have 99, yes. We can have 98 as the value for b. Can we have 97? No, because 97 plus 3 would be 100. We need a number more than or equal to 101. So we are left with only one combination over here, 1 and 100. We are getting two combinations over here, 2 and 100, 2 and 99. We are getting three combinations over here, 3 and 100, 3 and 99, 3 and 98. And if we keep on working up to 49, so one option over here, two option over here. So with 49, guys, we'll be left with 49 options. And with 50, we will be left with 50 options. Why 50 options? Because a sum equal to or more than 101, it has to be either 51 or 52 or 53 up to 100. Any number can be combined with 50. So if A is the first number is 50, the second number would be 51 or more. 51 or more, right? So if a number a is say 51, so it is obviously then we'll be having 50 or more again. So we can start with say 50, and that way we can go up to 100. But 51 already taken over here and 50 already taken over here. So we'll not be repetitively adding these. So what we can do is we can think of numbers beyond this. So if number a is taken as 51, so 51 and 50, we already worked on this combination. So 51 and 51, 51 and 52, 51 and 53. We'll be left with how many? 50 options. And then from 51, now again, if A and B, so from 52, we can have A to be taken as 100. And over here, we can have only one possible combination over here, right? So from 1 to 50, 50 combinations over here, and then from 50 again coming back to 1, only one possible combination in the last would be there when we are taking A as 100, because then B has to be only 100 and 100, and that will make me the largest sum possible is 100 plus 100. So if you say 100, answer why not 99? We already worked it out earlier, right? With this 99 over here, we must have worked it out earlier, right? So what we are supposed to count is the number of total combinations available. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 50 in the first 50 sums, first 50 combinations, and the last 50 combination would be 50 plus 49 plus 48, so on and so forth, and last one. So if you add up how many 51s we are getting, we are getting 50 51s over here. So you multiply, and 2550 is the correct answer over here, right? So total 2550 ways. Option 6 has to be, option C has to be the correct answer over here. And I hope you've understood this with ease. If you haven't got this, please do make a comment. Okay, sir, question number 10 nahi samajh mein aaya. I'm okay with that. I will be glad to address you, but I hope if you go through the video again, you should be able to understand that these combinations are this way only you can do it, right? So thought process is very, very important in questions with such a difficulty level. Questions wherein you have to apply a genuine thought, and that can only come if your concepts are crystal clear. Elsewise, you will be struggling to get your answers correct. So I hope you enjoyed this session. We almost clocked 1 hour today, and that was an important session. And with this session, we've almost done 40 plus questions on average in the last 4 sessions, including this one, 40 questions. I've tried my best to cover all the varieties whatsoever could have come my way. From tomorrow, we're going to start ratio and proportion, a very, very important chapter, ratio and proportion, and we are not going to do it the typical way. We're going to have a concept and we're going to apply that concept in many topics. So if you've understood a concept, we will use the same concept in speed, time, and distance. We will use the same concept in time and work. We'll use the same concept in SI and CI. That way, we're going to study in the coming session. So we prepared that's going to be one rocking session tomorrow onwards, ratio and proportion. Stay tuned. I'm going to come up with one surprise video also soon. We're working on that. Let's hope to see you tomorrow on the same time. Please inform your friends, share, make comment, like, and don't forget to tell it to your friends. And congratulations, Somansh, once again. Share your details on the number. I'll be activating your tests by the night today. Bye bye. God bless you. Take care.